What's going on, everybody? Bobby Fire, Eric Sheetshaber. We're going to be talking through this NBA 5-game slate. You do have a big gap between the 8 Eastern game and the 10 Eastern game, obviously. That's with some serious questionable in that one with Sabonis. If he's out, obviously that's a lot more interesting of a game. But that's sort of the main piece, along with Luka. What I would say that we're waiting for. Of course, there's always, other starting lineups and everything like that. In Chicago, we don't know who's going to start for them because they're missing a bunch of guys. But trying to figure this one out. I'm coming off of a little bit of a tilt night because the Plumlee ejection cost me the win in the Monster last night.
Oh, really?
Cost me 48. I finished like 16 points behind with him there. I finished 7th or 8th. 7th. But it was it cost a minimum, I guess, of 20,000. But
that's annoying.
45,000, and it was just an ejection fighting the strongest man in the NBA. So a little bit irritated by Plumlee. How's your day going, Sheets?
All right. I just took a look at this for the first time. Some pretty. I didn't realize there was Luka and Sabonis possibilities. As far as the
Luka's is questionable. I'm assuming he's going to play. Sabonis is questionable, but they're expecting him. They're expecting him to play, but it's just we've seen a lot of it later on this year. It's a big game for Sacramento, and so I assume that they're going to put everybody out there. And based on the spread, it's that's where it is. So
my two value pieces are kind of you kind of like the fishy ones. I guess they're fishy. Kevin Huerter and Trey Jones from Chicago, and then Orlando. I have Wendell Carter and Cole Anthony. I presume that we're all in agreement with those are the main value pieces, or no?
Yeah. I don't know. I think Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter is fine. I'm not entirely sure where the Wendell Carter projection is coming from, so I'm not necessarily like totally sold on that. But it's a good matchup for Orlando, and they should have some opportunities there. But it's hard to. The Bulls have no backcourt, so you got to assume these guys are going to play minutes. The only thing that's dangerous is like starting lineup for that game is probably the most important thing, because if they somehow start like Dalen Terry and bring Huerter off the bench, then Terry looks good. They could start Julian Phillips. They've done that before a couple times. They could start Patrick Williams or probably not THT, but Javon Carter. So we don't really know for sure that those guys are starting. We're just going to assume that they're starting for right now. And assuming they start, I think that they're kind of hard to avoid, especially on a slate with not great value.
What about and the other ones I see are the Brooklyns, Claxton, D'Angelo Russell, and Cam Thomas, and then for New Orleans, I see Matkovic and Mo Bamba actually is showing up.
Yep, I agree with all those, and I'm not especially trying to get out of the way of any of those plays, just because we don't really have like incredible other options. Claxton's price is too cheap, but it's not like he's been like automatic, and his minutes have sort of fluctuated quite a bit. But I'm getting to a ton of all those guys. The guys who I bumped up like Paolo's projection. I think he's going to have a big game tonight. I think one of Franz or Paolo in most of your lineups is probably a pretty good idea. It just seems like they take turns a little bit, but it's Cole Anthony. And I guess for some people it's Wendell Carter, but really Wendell Carter, I think we're being drawn in because of the price. And it's not like he's crushed at this price hardly at all, but it is a reasonably good matchup, and I don't have any issue with it. I just am probably going to be a little bit less than the field on it. Let's see. So the other ones, like I'm getting to, like the Matkovic, obviously on DraftKings, especially. Both centers for Detroit. I actually like Isaiah Stewart more than the field probably does, so I'm going to bump his projection up a little bit more. I think there's definitely some blowout potential for the Pistons. And even without the blowout potential, I think he should be able to go nuts while he's in there. But I also like Jalen Duren, who's obviously the starting center. And I did bump up other guys like Dennis Schroeder. I bumped up the projection on Malik Beasley. Those are sort of the main ones that I did from the Detroit game, from the first game. And
what do you think about of Austin Reeves today?
I think that both he and Luka are really good plays. The problem is I do worry a little bit that this is the kind of game that could be like a sneaky blowout for Milwaukee. But if Luka plays well, it'll take care of itself. I think Luka is like hard to avoid for me as the clear top spend up. You could say Giannis. I think that's fine too, but I like Luka better. I think Austin Reeves is probably, honestly, like a little bit under-owned. Well, he'll be at 25% owned. I think he should be a little bit more than that. They're fine. I'm not like it's not like the most fun slate in the world where we can make a lot of crazy pivots or anything like that. But I'm curious with your stuff. Are you getting to guys like Mo Bamba?
That's what I was saying. When I look at the projections, like I look like I should be getting to him. Then when I actually run it, I'm really not getting too much, like 6%.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the answer. I mean, is not really. I mean, my reason why I mentioned Austin Reeves, I'm like getting 50% of him, like first crack, and then I'm getting 75% of the herder, which is not something I prefer to do. He's very, very shooting reliant, as I recall, right? And last time he was chalk, he made like 11 threes.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know what to do.
This is so much different. I mean, they're just assuming that he starts. Like, I think it's pretty safe. Like, he hasn't put up less than 20 in his last 8 games, and that's been with everybody. That's been with like Giddey playing also. So you'd assume that this should be a better spot. Now, maybe he only gets 20 or 18 or 22, but you just don't have that many pieces of value to really compare him against. I would recommend that guys who check out some of the tools if you're a site member. Paydirt, who we partnered with, has got the the pivot finder, which is one thing you could do, but there's just not all that much other value to look at, that really stands out. It's really hard to ignore these Bulls just with no backcourt, with no Lonzo, Dosunmu, or Giddey. So that's why I think.
Are you getting a bunch of Trey Jones? I'm getting like 55% of
him. Trey Jones, I've got something's wrong with my latest run because I prefer Trey Jones over Giddey even at a little bit of a higher price. I'll probably bump his projection up. I'm only getting like 35% at the moment, but I think that I'll probably end up in the 50-ish% range or so, somewhere around there. Of all the biggest like versus the field, Banchero, I've got like 60% of.
Wow.
Duran, I've got double the field, and the one other one that I mentioned before that you have to embrace some variance, but I just feel like in this matchup, if that game stays close at all, Asar Thompson at low ownership is interesting to me. So I bumped his projection up a couple points, and because of it, I'm getting 25% of him, and he's projected to be around 4% owned. So those are sort of my slight, it's sort of my biggest differentiator, that and Day'Ron Sharpe, who's the backup center. So if Claxton doesn't get there, I think Day'Ron Sharpe will. It's a good matchup. The Bulls have been bad against the bigs all season long. So that's sort of where I'm at.
You getting D'Angelo Russell, Cam Thomas?
Yeah, a little bits. I don't love the D'Angelo Russell. I mean, he's so cheap, like it's hard not to, but like I'm just gonna look at his minutes projection because 26.8. Okay, so I just feel like they never play these guys minutes. Who was it last night? It was the Raptors. The Raptors, their starting point guard, they were literally like plus 20 something with him on the court at one point, and everybody else had a negative number, and they benched him to start the second half after that. Like, it's just
well. I mean, they benched Boucher the whole game.
But that's not that. There's nothing new like to me about that one.
With like 9 eligible players.
They only played 8 guys. They only played 7 really.
Why do they even have them on the team? I mean,
that's what I'm saying about whether you're trying to win games or not. It's kind of hard to know. And they're not, obviously they still won the game because the Sixers are so bad. It didn't have.
So they messed up. They failed.
The tankers. It was the battle of the tanking teams. They both failed, or they both were terrible, but they just were a little bit better than the Sixers. Everybody except for Quentin Grimes was trying to do that. We did talk about that.
Did that happen again? Did he have another big game?
47 or 48. Oh my God. And nobody like. He was 4% owned. He was in that lineup of mine that would have won the monster.
And who got eliminated? Plumlee
got ejected.
And who would you say he was trying to fight against?
Steven Adams.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. Well, it was weird also because they went through the history. I was looking at some clips today, and oddly enough, like Steven Adams is like there's been some collisions with him, and Steven Adams always helping him up and everything like that. But Steven Adams is probably the strongest guy in the NBA. He's sort of considered the strongest guy in the NBA. So I don't know what the hell Plumlee was thinking. Just really, really stupid. Especially if they were missing all their bigs and they're trying to win every game. I mean, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I didn't get to the Boucher. I got to a little bit less of the Boucher than everybody, but I didn't get to the Orlando Robinson, which would have been the nuts. He somehow ended up with a 9-man team with only apparently an 8-man rotation. He ended up only at like 2% ownership, and he put up 50 something.
What are you doing with the Bamba?
I think I'm going to go overweight Bamba and Isaiah Stewart. I think I have 2 big buy-ins tonight. I'll probably use that center combination in one of them. I like the reversing, the flipping the value idea. But like we know there's a huge variance, and Bamba's. So I'm like early in the day, if I thought he was going to be like 50% owned and coming off the bench, I wouldn't have been interested. But you're telling me he's 10%. That's the sites seem to agree somewhere in that range. I think he's interesting then. But again, starting lineups will dictate everything, because if he somehow starts instead of Makovich, which I doubt would ever happen, but if it did,
yeah,
he becomes like 90% owned, And all right, Lakers information coming out. Okay.
Any news there?
No, the thing that's weird is the Lakers play tomorrow, and they may get LeBron back tomorrow. It's up in the air, but if they do, you want to maybe that's the question: is do you almost want to just like give away this game? If Luka was to sit, that would be sort of like the thing, right? Like, well, we know we're in trouble already tonight. Why don't we play tomorrow instead? Because it is a back-to-back for them, and they're already missing so many guys. But they're playing in Denver tomorrow, so that probably seems more likely the game that they would just forfeit. I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest with you. I can't figure it out. But yeah, Luka's the main one who's questionable for me, along with Sabonis. But Sabonis being out doesn't mean like anybody's a must from Sacramento. It just means you Levine, DeRozan, and Monk are all decent plays, because the other guys are priced up as if he's out. He's been out.
Okay.
So, and Joe Val would be the center, then he's 7,900. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're getting like a huge discount there, any huge value from those guys. For whatever reason, also I kind of like the Steph Curry more on FanDuel just because of the pricing, but I think it's kind of an interesting, like we have all these small slates. It feels like Curry's always playing because they're always on the national televised game, and every time it feels like that's when he puts up the ceiling games. So that's one of my ones. But I bumped up Bamba's projection. I bumped up Isaiah Stewart's projection. I just think that there's a lot of upside here, and I want to, like, when we have Kevin Huerter, Chalk, and all these other things, maybe we can flip the script on what kind of value we use. By the way, even if you play Bamba, I still think it's okay to play Makovich for what it's worth.
Are they on the same team?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It's all right, though. I mean, Bamba's 3K. Makovich.
It's a short slate.
Yeah, small slate. I also like Bruce Brown more than the projections do a little bit. I like Trey Murphy, as I always like Trey Murphy more than the projections do. Zion is another one that I bumped up a little bit. Just trying to find a little ways to get different in some of these spots. But thinking about hand builds for my big buy-ins, I like the idea of the double center thing with Bamba and Bamba and either Stewart or Stewart and Day'Ron Sharpe, just 2 spend downs there. Or I like the idea of you could go with the more conventional Wendell Carter and Claxton, I think would be the natural one, or spending up a little bit for Jalen Duren, I think makes some sense. So I do think I'm going to be playing like some double centers, because I just think it's a little, you're getting this value at guard. So I personally like the idea of just reaching on Isaiah Stewart and Bamba or getting up to one of the Nets guys. Man, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I wonder what happens with Toronto, if they're going to try that again with that. I mean, they won the game with their little rotation. I'll tell you what, if they end up with the same amount of players again, do you know who I think is a really good play tomorrow? I know it's an advance. I think Chris Boucher is probably the best play. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, if he plays.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying though, is that I think that there's like, I think there's a lot of fluidity with this situation. I just think it's way up in the air. I think they're trying to lose, but they don't really know how to. I don't know. So I'm just rebuilding right now, and I was just I'll throw out some different things I noticed on FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen. By the way, I will. I'm rebuilding. Also, I just updated the projections. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can do this. If my phone is charged, I will do it. I'll try to do it using the actual TrueDFS thing. Let's see. I literally have 1% of my phone, and I just need enough to get that authentication code to log in. Let's see. Let's see.
Pressure's on.
Let's just see. What is this? How do I even log in? I have no idea. SaberSim. Let's see. Am I in? I guess so. Okay, so what do I do here? Oh, I gotta upload all my stuff again here.
If you did it just a SaberSim already, you could probably just use your regular SaberSim screen because
no, that's okay. We can do this. So what you would want to do is you want to first upload your lineups. Oh, with its entry editor walkthrough here. I don't want to watch this. All right, so let's. I mean, I do, but just not at this moment. So let's just download and upload what I have from DraftKings. It looks like these are what I have now. It's going to save all my lineups, send my contests over here. Now for the contest sims, I'm going to keep the stock whatchamacallit, contest sims. So let's see if we can do this. So let's build and let's see if we can pick the right lineups here. The problem is I don't know if these are the most current. How do I know if these are the ones I just did or not?
It should tell you when. If you scroll, it tells you when it's updated.
Well, first of all, mine are not even up there, so I don't know what to say. Okay, back to the drawing board.
I'll tell Goldie that's really weird. It's been working every time I got yours. Even for golf and everything. So
all right,
I'll actually post a note.
I think I know what I did. Hold on, let's see. No, it should. I don't know. It should be up there. Is Lucas playing tonight? Right. This is the right slate. I don't know. I don't know. So, presuming that you were able to get my projections, what you would do is select those from the TrueDFS template. I'm actually just manually uploading them here. Mm-hmm. Exclude unlisted players, and then we will build all 5,000. And again, for those watching this for the first time, I never make any. I myself don't make any changes to the projections once they go up. Like if I want to tweak something before they go up here, I might. But once they go up here, they stay up here. And then if I want to change exposures after the fact, after the 5,000 are built, and I don't like it, maybe I'll do that. But I've become pretty automated with my processes here. I mean, I'll look at the projections beforehand. If I don't like it, I'll tweak it from there. But once it hits this point, there are only a few decisions really I need to make. One is going to be how many min uniques to do. So let's see. Let's first build the 5,000 lives. The other is whether to use direct fill or autofill. And I almost always use an autofill nowadays. And again, that's different from you also. And again, hashtag whatever works, right? So I will hit run contest sims, and by default, it's going to use the ones that SaberSim recommends, meaning that they're predicting what the field is going to do in these contests, and I think that they are better at that, predicting that, than I am. So this is going up, and then like if I wanted to see what I would get in direct fill, I could do that. Like right now, I'd be getting 90% Kevin Herter, and then Trey Jones, Austin Reeves, and like 40% Giannis. That would be interesting. So what I could do first is I could do the min uniques first. So you'll see my average score, projected score is 270. So we're going to go is from min uniques 1 to say min uniques 2 and see how that changes. It goes down a little bit, but not a lot. So then we could go a little bit further to min uniques 3. And again, no real change. And then we'll go to min uniques 4, average projection. Okay, so that affected it by full 4 points. So we know we don't want to do that. So we're going to min uniques 3. So again, so now we made a couple of diversification changes, and now we can put these in as is if we want. Or we could do autofill, which gives you even a little more diversity and make sure that no lineup is in multiple contests. So if we're going to do that, we have to prioritize which contests we want to make sure to get the good lineups in. So we're sorting by fee, meaning that the alley-oop is like a top of the priority list, meaning that if there was a lineup that was going to sim well in both the alley-oop and, say, the fadeaway, it's only going to make it into the alley-oop. And I think that sorting by fee, it makes some sense. So we sort it by fee, and let's hit save the contest, and you'll see this thing go. You'll see this thing fly, and then save 63 into 4 contests. We'll download them, and then we'll upload them, and then that's essentially it. Not for the night, but for the the pre-flop, the pre-flop look. So,
by the way, just to FYI sheets, Goldie said there was nothing in the data file.
I don't know what to say. It's in there. So
what's that?
Okay. There is. So I don't know what to say.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's I don't know what to say. It's there.
I mean, everything's been working so smoothly, so there might just be some changes from the stuff we've added. Like it could have changed some things, but like the first time we got a hiccup in a little while.
Oh yeah, wait. So let me see if I can. Yeah, it's supposed to be in there. I don't know why it's not. We'll try one more time. NBA. He's right, actually. Hold on. He is absolutely correct. So let's change that. So we have to rerun the projection and re-upload those. So while that's happening, we'll do FanDuel. And again, same thing. Next time we talk to Goldie, the fact that I should have to manually upload these slate IDs every day is not a good solution. But that's what I have been doing, and I just forgot to do it today.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do FanDuel. My contests are already in there. We will, again, upload the new projections. And then make this file. Cameron Thomas is actually Cam Thomas. Don't know why I have it different. And let's build 5,000 here. While that's happening, we will go and re-upload the contest files to the site. So that should be up now. So however long it takes for that to populate to SaberSim, should be able to do that. So while that's happening, we'll go to FanDuel here. And here I'm playing 150 in the real tiny lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Again, making no changes. Run.
For what it's worth, guys, they just announced that Vucevic will be limited to 28 to 30, which is what we roughly expected. So just wanted to throw that out there because
which one? The Orlando guy or the Chicago guy?
Chicago.
Okay. Not Vucevic.
Yeah, Vucevic, not no K. Yeah, I've got him at 28.8, so that seems like a reasonable number.
And again, same thing. So on FanDuel, just as a matter of principle, it's same thing. It's like Herter and Trey Jones. So I don't know what to say. I need those guys. It's like, so let's go check and see if this worked actually after I upload this. And then we put these in, and then we do the same thing at each late swap opportunity. And then, hope we continue to run good. I don't know what else to say. So let me go back into where would TrueDFS be. Let's go back into TrueDFS.com. Let's see. Let's see if they made it up. I don't know how often they populate Saberson with the new projections from us, but I just uploaded it like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, probably take I think we have it said 3 to 5 minutes usually is the time range.
No, it's the same thing. Do I have to like scroll all the way to the right to find it again? Is that a
all
thing?
of our stuff? They started moving it. They're trying to move it over to a more normal place, but that's what they've got for right now. Or actually, they actually moved Goldies today, so I noticed that.
Goldies are moved. I just don't see mine still, so it's possible it's just waiting on mine. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening.
You can just guess.
And I'm taking a quick look, just rerunning things one more time here. Let's see where I end up on with my little tweaks.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, if they want me to update projections leading into lock or whatever, they got to do better with the speed and how to get these up here. If you want to put that.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people copy them from the other page that we have because they can all access that.
Okay.
But I agree with you that, and especially for basketball, it's just really tough. But for other sports, it works really well. You don't usually have the up to the minute situations.
How do I go from here? This is like back to the main TrueDFS page. Oh, right here. Okay. Let's just see if they're up in the first place. Well, wait a minute. So, okay. So last update. Yeah, it says 623.
Yep.
So they should be there. So if you want to download them from here, you can. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, they're up there. You did your part. It's just gonna take just the link between us and SaberSim sometimes takes a few minutes.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah. Okay.
I will see you. Is tomorrow Friday?
Yeah.
I'm actually good for tomorrow. I think.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I will see you then.
All right. Sounds good, buddy. Have a good night.
Okay.
And I'll answer a couple of things. Zach Collins with Vooch. No, Zach Collins is not a thing at this price. I mean, look, if you wanted to take a stab or two, it's not like they're going to play that many minutes with him and Vooch together. I guess they could. I would wait for the starting lineup, but I don't. I mean, Vooch has been on a minutes limit. He's been on a more strict minutes limit. And what did Zach Collins play in the last game? Let me just see what he was at. I think he played more than I thought he would, but yeah, 22 minutes. I think he plays around 20 minutes. It just would be a really thin play. I guess it is okay to get different in the slate. If I end up with like one or two lineups of it, I'm not gonna feel terrible, but I'm not like excited about it either. Let me see what else is here. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to jump into the premium Discord for all the site members. Good luck to everybody tonight. I hope you guys have a good night. Please click the like on the way out. And we'll see you guys in the premium Discord. And I'll update my